the Guam Power Authority, and you got two bills. There's a public hearing today at 9, Senator. Can you tell us more about it?
Sure, Chris. Thank you. Bill 212 and 213. They're both measures introduced by Senator Joseph Augustine. 212, what it does is it asks the legislature for authority to refinance some bonds, GPA bonds for the Guam Power Authority, so that the Guam Power Authority can save some money so that they can pay for the power plant that they're proposing to build down in Cabras. So Bill 213 is to get an exemption to current Guam law that does not allow the construction of new power plants within 1,500 feet of any school. So the proposed power plant down at Cabras will be 1,200 feet from Jose Rios. So the Guam Power Authority is seeking an exemption to the Guam law that requires it to be 1,500 feet away from a public school.
Wow. I just got to say on the surface, it's a bad look. I know that I've seen just on social media a few different local environmental groups kind of chime in on this, and obviously they're very opposed to it. Did you have a stance on it yet, Senator?
Yeah, I'm opposed to both bills.
Can you tell us why?
Sure. For a lot of the reasons that were you mentioned, there's a lot of environmental concerns. That's one, of course. Putting it 1,200 feet from Jose Rios, I'm not in favor of that. I mean, there's a law there for a reason to make it 1,500 feet away from a school. Now they want an exemption. And this whole thing is tied to the Ukudu power plant, which I was opposed to from the beginning. So this goes back to when I asked the Attorney General and the public auditor to take a look at this. We have yet to hear back from the Attorney General on this particular issue. The public auditor initially said there wasn't anything he could really do about it, sort of because the time had sort of passed on it. However, he did mention in his beginning of the new year what he's going to work on in this year, and one of the things he's going to do is an audit, performance audit of this procurement of this power plant. Because one of the concerns I had was with how this whole thing came about. Originally everything was supposed to be built at Ukudu. GPA kept pushing and the CCU pushing that, it has to be at Ukudu. Everything's Ukudu, and they gave this contract to KEPCO. And again, I have concerns with KEPCO. It's the same company that was sued for blowing up the power plant down at Cabras in the first place. Now I know, I believe Simon Sanchez likes to say that I have no proof of that. There is proof. They were sued. I have the documents. The insurance company did pay the power authority, but then the insurance company sued KEPCO for the explosion. And now what happened is, my understanding is they settled out of court. So what that out-of-court settlement is, of course, we don't know because it was settled out of court. So the KEPCO is the same company involved with that. They're the same company that is now being sued again, this time by the Attorney General and even some private landowners for the Marble Caves debacle. So again, this is an issue with KEPCO. They got the contract for Ukudu to build the power plant there. Something happened with that contract. They renegotiated it with the Guam Power Authority and basically said, we can't put this smaller power plant at Ukudu, which is supposed to be a backup power plant. They're saying now we got to put it down at Cabras. So I had concerns with the process along the whole way. I made those concerns known, and I'm still concerned about those things.
I know we had Nestor interviewed John Benavente about this Cabras power plant construction, and they are trying to get an exemption of the law, but he said if they don't get it, he was kind of like, it would be back to the drawing board. So how, if it doesn't go through, then what does GPA do then?
That's a question for GPA. This whole contract, why didn't they figure this out in the first place? This is part of the same contract for Ukudu. They said that everything was squared away with KEPCO. They awarded them the contract for Ukudu, and then now they're throwing these new things at us. So I think those questions really are for GPA. Why are we here now? Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Simon Sanchez to pop up in the comments. I don't know if he's already there, but have you heard anything on their side?
What?
More justifications? I'm sorry. Did they have any more justifications other than, we kind of want to build it there?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, they'll present their case today during the public hearing. Sure, John Beneventi is going to have a presentation, and whoever else has signed up to testify in favor, they'll present their side for why they think it should be done.
I know it's a little early, but does this measure have any support other than Senator St. Augustine, maybe?
I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to my colleagues about it. But I'm assuming most of them will probably support it because, most senators tend to support most of what the CCU and GPA asks for. That's just been my experience, but I can't say for sure on this particular bill.
What would you say to your colleagues who may be supporting this measure this early on?
Well, just ask them to take a good, hard look at the issue and, make the best decision.
There you go. Thank you, Senator. Anything else before this hearing?
That's it.
Right on. Senator Clynt Ridgell. Oh, is there anything with the cannabis rules and regs? Because I thought they had gone to you guys, but then I think we interviewed, so you haven't heard anything.
So what happened was it was last at the Attorney General's office. It went back, the Attorney General's office sent it back to the Cannabis Control Board. The Cannabis Control Board adopted the recommendations by the Attorney General's office, sent it back to the Attorney General's office. The Attorney General's office found some more things that they wanted to recommend be changed, sent it back to the Cannabis Control Board. So now my understanding is the Cannabis Control Board is working on adopting those recommendations, the second set of recommendations by the Attorney General, and then they'll send it back to the Attorney General.
We did have
and then if the Attorney General signs off on it, then it'll go to the legislature.
So it's a little bit of ping pong right now. We did have a yeah, we did. As I said, it's a little bit of ping pong. We did have a comment here, Senator. Yes, Senator. Can you hear me? I think we lost him. Anyway, he's got to get ready for that hearing. We did have a comment here from Mike. Our ancestors made those laws for a reason. Some of them have passed, but it doesn't mean their laws are null and void. Shame on the people trying to undo laws that protect the interest of the public. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a hard sell if you're GPA saying, no, we want to build a power plant like 1,200 feet from your kid's school, right? I mean, just like I said, it's a tough sell. 8:41, we got to take a break. Actually, we don't. We're going to finish up with the news here. Jason Salas, thank you, Senator Ridgell, very much. That public hearing's at 9 o'clock, and you can follow it on the Guam Legislature's YouTube channel. Jay?
Mm-hmm. All right, so once again, link update brought to you by our friends at Pacific Points. Pacific Points, go there for the bonuses and stay for the coffee cake, because like those little coffee cakes there, really, really good stuff. I'll always love picking that up. Our next story is with Hannah Devanzo, and speaking of really good stuff, she introduces you to Freedom Park.